Okay, Ron Perlman.
He was an actor that actually appreciated what prosthetics had done for his career. Perlman definitely, he was there to become Hellboy.
Hey there everyone, I hope that you're all well. Have you ever wondered what it's like to work with Hollywood legends, or what challenges arise in the makeup chair when transforming these icons into cinematic monsters and characters? Well, stick around because I'm about to unveil some fascinating secrets. But before we lift the veil on that, let me introduce you to a true legend in his own right. My guest today is none other than Bart Mixon, the makeup maestro behind classics like the 1990s It miniseries, Fright Night 2, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, as well as one of my favorite movies of all time, 1987's ROBOCOP. Bart Mixon has worked on all of those, including a whole host of Marvel movies. So if you are a fan of all things horror and superheroes, then you might want to listen to this interview today. Now, before we get lost in the world of makeup and movie magic, don't forget to subscribe to Den of Horror, where we're not just about celebrating horror, but also to shine a light on the unsung heroes of the movie world. So without further ado, welcome Bart Mixon. You've worked on set with Robert Downey Jr., Tim Curry, Peter Weller, it's Tom Cruise, Johnny Depp. I mean, you've been around some incredible actors. Is there for any particular reason? Is there an actor that sort of stood out to you, whether it be because of their craft or their discipline to that craft, or just the way that they were? Is there an actor that kind of stands out to you?
Well, Kelsey Grammer for The Beast was pretty unique. I mean, I think I've been pretty lucky in general. They've all been, very professional and very, for the most part, nice. I mean, there might be one or two that I thought were jerks, but I probably won't mention that because who knows who's going to see this. But I mean, like Tim Curry, it was Tim Curry. I mean, he was great. I think he bought me a hot dog in the airport one day, as we were flying up to Vancouver. And so, we got along real good. He invited me to the set of a John Landis movie right after It. So, he invited me up to the set. But I do remember Kelsey was he was as cooperative as you would want an actor to be. I mean, like these days in particular, it's just hell working on guys on set because they're usually on their phone. They're like, I just did a show where we were doing trying to do an age makeup on this one actor. And he's like the lead of the show. It's like, you think you want to look good, but he's literally there bent over on his phone the whole time. And we're like, trying to get him to look up. In fact, like one point he looks up and he criticized the makeup. And the guy I was applying it with says like, well, now that you've actually looked up where I can see what we're doing, we'll fix that. I was trying to put a mustache on him and I was raising him up to see if it was even. And then he's like holding his phone up in front of his face. And I'm like, I'm trying to look at your goddamn mustache. It's like, put the phone down. And some of these, and again, I'm just day checking. It's not like I'm there the whole time. So you don't want to, you got to kind of gauge it in terms of how much fuss you can, we also did Vinnie Jones on X-Men 3. And so we gave him some shit once in a while, playfully, and he would give it back. So you just got to, gauge each person. But Kelsey, I was a fan of his from Frasier. I thought he was a perfect choice for the role. He was a very good collaborator in terms of applying the makeup. There was points we'd have to pre-glue his neck and it would be sticky. And so we'd okay, now don't move until that dries and we get powder on it. So the next day we'd do it, he'd be like, okay, this is the part where I can't move my neck until you guys powder it. And it's like, you listened, thank you, whereas, and again, I won't name any names, but I've been on other shows where it'd be like, okay, don't open your eyes till we get powder on that because they're sticky. And then you're literally turning to get the powder and you hear hey, my eyes are stuck. And it's like, oh, what did I just say? I had an actress once, I was doing an old age makeup. We had silicone prosthetics and the makeup that we use, it's like an alcohol based. I'm doing a light spatter passes of paint on her face to put age spots and stuff. So I go, no, close your eyes. I'm going to be spraying alcohol, don't open your eyes. So I would literally do one pass. And as you're painting, you're kind of doing, so I would go just one pass and then she'd open her eyes as I'm coming back the other way. And I got alcohol in her eyes 2 or 3 times. And she's like, it's burning. It's like, I'm sorry, but keep your fucking eyes closed. It's like, I told you I'm spraying alcohol. Yeah, fortunately that doesn't happen too much, but Michael Chiklis was cool. I mean, for the most part, they've been,
Okay, Ron Perlman.
Oh, Ron was great. I mean, Ron, again, I was mainly doing the double, but I did do Ron a handful of times for whatever reason on the first Hellboy. And he was an actor that actually appreciated what prosthetics had done for his career. Perlman, definitely, he was there to become Hellboy. People like him, like Doug Jones, again, they appreciate what we're doing for them, and we appreciate what they're doing for us, because it's a collaborative art form, both actor and makeup artist and director. Like again, like it's a good example of Tommy Lee Wallace had his input, I had my input, Tim had his input, and it all came out rather nicely, I think. Jermaine Clement was a dream on Men in Black 3. I mean, and we keep in touch. I just saw him in Atlanta, I think about a year ago. We both happened to be in the same city, like our schedules overlapped to where he was just about to leave and I was just arriving. In fact, I think I had him fly me in a day or two early. So it's like, I want to go have lunch with Jermaine, Right. So like we stay in touch, and he was a very good sport.
Gaze into the abyss.